Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? This fine. What day is it? Thursday? It's Thursday. Well, that was certainly something. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. Before we go any further, I jumped in a few minutes early. I was going to wait till 9 o'clock on the dot, but I heard my follow notification go off, even though I don't have it set to display on this thing here in OBS. But thank you to Freddie Lachins, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, for the follow. Much appreciated. And I guess I'll just hang around for a minute before we get into the discussion. No, not really any rules for this. I just decided to do this because I'm like, hey, I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time. Why not make it an excuse to do a bad show since I haven't done a live one in a long time either? I used to do these. I tried to do these every Saturday when I could use my restream or whatever, where I could stream simultaneously to YouTube and Mixer and Twitch all at the same time. And then Mixer got erased. They destroyed Mixer. And then YouTube changed something to where they changed something about it, and I don't think I could stream from there anymore either, at least at the same time as Twitch. So I just went to using YouTube full time instead of trying to do all the services at once. But I guess we can officially kick the show off. Welcome to Brad's Bad Show About Games. My name is Brad, and I am not one of the actors cast for the Super Mario movie. Woo! Decisions were made. And I'm not so sure. Oh boy. And you know what? I can't help but I feel bad because you can look on Miyamoto's face. Like, Miyamoto is so excited all the time, and just he himself can sell you on things. And I was talking about to somebody on Twitter about this. It's like, you know, Miyamoto's overseeing the film, so that's a good thing. I think at best we can hope for the Mario film is, you know, it's going to be bad but highly entertaining. I think that's the best we can hope for, because the cast doesn't make any sense. And the only thing I can figure is that they're gonna that like Chris Pratt as Mario, they hired that guy to be himself, and they're just gonna animate Mario to him. That's all. And I actually threw out the idea that maybe they're gonna redesign the characters for this, sort of in a similar vein to how they redesigned Sonic for the live action movies. Like, I think they may do this. We may have an official animated version of Mario, or film version of Mario, that looks slightly different than his standard game incarnation. Because otherwise, you know, like, imagine hearing Jack Black's voice out of regular old Bowser. I can't hear it. It just, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to hold on to a sliver of hope that film's not gonna be a dumpster fire, but it's a sliver. That's all it is. But there was a lot more positive stuff in this direct. Um, I was worried they were gonna fill it all with like 5 to 6, 7 minute long breakdown trailers of various JRPGs. I'm like, what was it, like Project Triangle, and now they finally gave it a title, Triangle Strategy. I think the last direct, or one of the more recent ones, they like, it may not have been for that game, but there was one game they showed off. It went on forever. I think they spent like 8 minutes on one game, and I'm like, come on, man. We like these things because they show us a lot of different stuff. Now, that's not to say that the games that get that treatment may not be good, but I mean, we're looking at a showcase here. We're not or maybe the wrong word, but more like a buffet. That's what we're looking for here. We're looking for variety. We're looking for options. When it's called a Nintendo Direct, it's not an Animal Crossing Direct. It's not a Pokemon Direct or whatever they call these. It's not a Smash Direct or whatever you want to call them, because it's not focused on one game. Like we want multiple. Give us the short trailers and teasers. That's what we want. At least that's what I want. I know everybody's different, but let's see, what all did I personally see? I don't think I'm going to go through every single announcement unless somebody who's listening wants to talk about something. What was that? The first game, not the first game they showed off, but one game got leaked right before the show, and that was the new Kirby game. I'm not the biggest Kirby fan, but I do, I've played one Kirby game, and that was Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. And I really liked that game. I used to rent that game on the 64 way back in the day. My mom would take me to a local place, and we would every so often we get to pick a new game. It was mostly almost always a 64 game, because I think that was it was always a 64 game. And sometimes we would go back and rent certain games more than one. But yeah, rented Kirby once or twice that I can remember. Always liked it. I think I've got it on the virtual shop for Wii U, on my Wii U. I think I've got that. But yeah, this new Kirby, what is it, the Forgotten Land or Forgotten World? It looks really good. I from what I understand, this may be the very first true 3D Kirby game that they've ever made. Like Kirby 64, the models were 3D, but he only moved left or right, or it was side scrolling. You couldn't move in a full 3D area, so not really much, not really true 3D like say Mario or Zelda. So, but it looks really cool. It looks like a lot of fun. Some of those enemies look like Mario enemies, though. That one enemy that's I don't know. It just reminded me of a character from one of the little bitty enemies from Mario Odyssey. I don't know. They look familiar to me, but it didn't look like something I'd seen in a Kirby game. But maybe it's just from where I haven't played many Kirby games. What's going on Twitter? Looking around Twitter. What's going on Twitter? Da-da-da-da-da. Get off track there. That's what Twitter does to me. Guess we can go back to the movie again. A lot of people feel bad for Charles Martinet. They didn't cast him as Mario. Yeah, I see. It just doesn't make sense, man. You got him there. But I've had this discussion before. Would Charles Martinet's voice for Mario, or the way he plays Mario in the games, would that translate well to a full-length movie? I mean, I think he would have to adapt his standard performance. But then again, the Mario games really haven't given like him a chance to really expand on Mario as a character. Mario just shows up, he smiles, he let's go, and then he goes and beats up Bowser. I mean, it's not really a very emotional role, really. I mean, it's not really a role built to you know it's not really a role that's built around, I don't know, like, I don't want to say storytelling because you're still telling a story. It's just Mario's dialogue has always been very, very limited. And I don't know if that necessarily, if the way that the character is portrayed in the games, if it's exactly like that, like he would have to adapt it in some way. Or maybe it's just, hey, this way he's not limited by, just jumping and woohoo and mamma mia, sounds and reactions, and he can actually speak and give a real performance. Like that would be, I'm sure that would influence things a lot. But at least he's in the movie. At least. That's why I'm wondering, this just came to my mind. Like, if they redesign Mario and make him fit more with Chris Pratt's performance, or if they give him a more modern look or something like that, what if Charles Martinet shows up in the film as video game Mario? As, that could be something that sort of like distinguishes them in some way, or like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would make sense. Like Chris Pratt plays the film Mario, and then Bowser creates a fake, air quotes fake Mario clone or something, and it's Charles, and it looks just like video game Mario or something like that. I mean, that's how I'm feeling. That they'll do something that allows Charles Martinet to do Mario in the film, because why else have him in there? I mean, you're gonna have the actual official game voice of Mario in the film about Mario, and he's not gonna do his his let's go in the way he always does. I mean, it's got to be in there. So that's an idea. Still can't get over Jack Black as Bowser. Oh. It's Jack Black, it's sort of like, it's almost like when you hire, like when Robin Williams would show up in films. You're getting Robin Williams. You're not getting a character, in most cases. Like, in most cases, to be fair to Robin Williams, of course. But in most cases, when you like the of course, one of his most iconic roles, of course, for Robin Williams was the genie in Aladdin. Well, what did they do? They wrote that role specifically for him. It was written with him in mind. It wasn't a role that existed and then he, had to get into character to play him. No, the character was written basically as the genie, as Robin Williams as the genie. So, that's what you're going to get out of this. I mean, almost every time you see Jack Black in a role, he's screaming, he's over the top. I mean, just look at, which, to be fair, like I don't, like, he was Eddie Riggs in Brutal Legend, but was it that different from him just being himself? Really? I don't think he was bad in Brutal Legend, but I mean, he shows up as himself in the beginning of the game, in the cutscene where he's going to look for the album in the old record store. So Eddie Riggs is really not that big of a stretch from him just being himself, really. Like I said, I think it could be entertaining. It's not a total lost cause, and again, Miyamoto's there. I'm sure he wants to make this as fun as possible, but of course, the cast itself tells you that Hollywood is definitely they've definitely got some influence over this thing, and it's not gonna be just it's not gonna be your typical Mario adventure, to say the very least. It's not going to be. It's not going to be Mario. Bowser kidnaps the princess and Mario rescues her. Somebody on Twitter, I saw somebody on Twitter point out, said more than likely what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a scene where Mario goes to save Peach, but Peach saves herself, and she's all, I don't need a man to save me, and which is funny because I think the way they did that, kind of, like, they didn't really do it that exact same way, but at the end of Mario Odyssey, where Bowser and Mario are both proposing to her, she just is like, no, I don't want either of you. Not like that, at least. And walks away, and then they had the funny moment where Mario and Bowser console each other, or Mario's patting Bowser on the back. It's so funny. And, like, that doesn't, to me, ruin the characters, but it's just, this is gonna be Hollywood Mario. It's what it's gonna be. It's either going to be bad, it's going to be unbearable, or it's going to be so bad here it is. Let me get my words together. It's going to be so bad that it's unbearable, or bad but still entertaining. It's going to be one of the two. I don't think we're going to get a good film. We're either going to get a very bad but very entertaining film, or a very, very bad film, just a bad film. I don't know. I can't really compare it to anything. Like, I know the old Super Mario Brothers film with Bob Hoskins is Mario. I've never seen that. I've seen it on TV. I came across it once, watched it for a second, and then I just couldn't watch it anymore. I was like, no, thank you. And I was like, whatever. So, don't really know what to think on that. See, Twitch says I have a singular viewer. I don't want to talk too much about everything without a few more people dropping in. Probably not going to happen. Stick around Twitter for a minute. People said Danny DeVito should have been Mario. Oh. I guess I could talk about something that doesn't interest me that much. Get that out of the way. Monster Hunter Rise getting DLC. I want to play that. I don't really know much about Monster Hunter, to be honest. See, I've watched some videos of it and watched people play. It looks really, really fun. I just don't know much about it. I tried Dauntless because it seemed like a similar kind of game, and I don't know why, but it just, the visuals for Dauntless was like, this looks kind of interesting. It was free to play, so I checked it out. Playing that actually kind of got me interested in Monster Hunter. But like Monster Hunter Stories was also interesting, but that didn't show up in this. What was that tabletop card game? Voice of Cards? Is that what it was called? That was pretty interesting. It's a very unique, like, setup where everything is a card, but it looks like it's your standard RPG, but everything is set up to be cards. Like, video game TCGs is becoming, like, those are becoming really popular. Like the new Pokemon TCG Live. I talked about that the other day. Still wondering what that's gonna do for like Pokemon TCG Online, because that's like, doesn't an online version of this card game exist already? I wonder if they're gonna cut support for that one and then support this one. Be interesting. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I kind of want to play that, but it follows the rules for the game. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! Regularly in years. Like all these synchros and monsters and stuff, you can summon half your deck on the first turn. Like that's just wild to me. And I want to learn because I want to be able to play that game when it's out. But I don't know, like the rules just seem so different from how they were. Maybe it'll come with a tutorial to teach me how to play. That would be nice. At least the Pokemon TCG, I don't think that's changed very much. I think they've made the cards stronger. But I think the core game hasn't really changed much. I know that there's like there's like duo Pokemon now where there's a card, like one card that serves as two Pokemon. I don't know how that works, but I still think that mostly the game still works the same way it did when I played when I was a kid. At least I hope so. What else was there? Oh yes, a Super Mario Party. Getting close to that. I'm kind of glad that they did something with that. I'm not so sure I'm a big fan of the idea that they made two separate Mario Party games instead of just making it one big game, because they look exactly the same. And they look like they play exactly the same. But I am glad to see like some of the classic stages coming back. That'll be really fun. It looks like the bonus level or the extra level where you what did they call it? Mount Mini Game or something like that. That could be a lot of fun. The online play would be really cool if I had good enough internet to stream and play online from, but I don't. That's what sucks. So what also sucks about the other announcement for as far as online games, more older games. I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm jumping all over the place. What else was announced that was cool? I guess I could talk about like, what do we got here? Bayonetta 3, finally on the way. I've never played Bayonetta games. I only know the only thing my knowledge of Bayonetta has to do and is limited to Smash. That's it. But the game looks cool. Bayo herself looks pretty cool. I wasn't sure what it was, and I'm like, okay, they got to end with something big because you don't end a direct with something lame. So I got the astral chain fake out. Oh, it got me. Because I was sitting there going, what is this? What is this? And the minute I saw Lappy, I was like, what? No, whoa. Another astral chain? Like, I haven't finished the first one yet, but I love the first one. It's a really fun game. I need to get close to playing that again. I got so many games that I want to put on my channel and play that I forget which ones I want to like prioritize, and it gets frustrating. But yeah, I need to get some more Astral Chain on my channel. But I saw Lappy and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. We're getting another Astral Chain? Because I've been saying, like, I wanted the Astral Chain protags to be in Smash. I thought they were a shoe-in, to be honest. As popular as Astral Chain was, I'm surprised they haven't made it in. And who knows, they already announced in this Direct today, the very last Sakurai Presents will be on October 5th, which people pointed out is the same day that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl comes out. So Sakurai's trolling Nickelodeon. It's probably just, it's not. I know it's not gonna be meant that way. I view it kind of like a passing of the torch, where Sakurai gets to end Smash on the same day that Nick Brawl goes out, and it's a passing of the torch. Out with the old, in with the new. You get the same day, you get the very last Smash Brothers character. You can play the Nickelodeon Smash clone, and a game that is very exciting. And the minute that this last character gets revealed, then all the attention is gonna go to back to Nick Brawl and who their DLC characters is gonna be, because that got confirmed. There will be DLC for that game too. How many, I don't know. Hopefully a lot. Because this was a low budget game. If they make a lot of money on this, I want to see this game continue for a while. I want them to support new content for that game as long as they possibly can. And considering that they're apparently open to the idea of adding voiceover later in development, like this would be way after release, but the idea of them doing that, maybe even updating some of the stage music, because that was what some people were complaining about. Said the stage music maybe a little bit, not necessarily suited for a fighting game. Apparently, they're taking all this feedback and opinions, like they're taking it seriously. And it's pretty crazy for a game. And I know this wasn't in the direct, and I'm sorry, kind of going off on this, but if we're talking about Smash, like they really do have a chance here. They can piggyback off of Smash ending and become the new focus. They can take all the attention that Smash was getting for their reveals and just continue it on. And people get excited. People have been excited. We've been getting a lot of the reveals for the Nick Brawl characters. There's only 3 left, and now because of the way the game page is being up already, we already know what the base roster is. I was going to talk about this on another. I won't talk about who's in it because that would spoil something I was going to talk about. This is kind of a impromptu show, and so things I had been planning, I was saving to talk on the next episode. I'll save and talk about it there. But yeah, the full base roster is out, with the exception of 2 characters they've, I guess, didn't have time to add to the final build, but but are already in the game. I'm guessing the DLC characters are either being worked out now, or are because it wasn't that long ago that this game even got announced, so they probably don't have any official DLC deals made. So my guess is that they're working on that stuff now. But anyway, what else was there? That Final Fantasy Racer game looks like Mario Kart. I don't know if I would buy that one personally, but it looked cute. Nothing wrong with it. Mario Golf got a free update. That's always good. Haven't played that one yet, though. I finished Mario Tennis Aces. I'm trying to get that uploaded. It just takes so long to get some of these videos uploaded on this slow internet. I might have half of that playthrough uploaded. I just don't have it public yet. Let's check Twitter. Da, 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 da. What is happening on Twitter now? I'll never understand how artists are able to draw these characters. They'll create, like, some of these games did not exist. Some of these characters were not revealed until a few hours ago. And now there are artists who have entire pieces finished of these characters. And it's top quality art. And in a few hours, they have it ready. It blows my mind. Because if you think about it, an artist can't just see a character and draw it that they've never seen it before. They've got to study the character, make sure they get the way they want to draw this character. They got to make sure that they're drawing the character in their style, the way that it's going to look good. And it's very impressive to see how fast some of these artists can put together something. And it happens every one of these kinds of shows. A Direct, PlayStation Live, or whatever they call their shows. Every time a cool character gets introduced, artists they get right to work. What else happened in this Direct? We've been live for 37 minutes. Try not to get into the really big stuff that excited me. There's some kind of Disney thing. Those models in what was it, Disney Magic Kingdom 2 or something like that? Was that a port from the 3DS? Which looked like a it looked like some of those models were pulled from Kingdom Hearts, though. I kind of laughed, though. The trailer for that game starts off as, "What's this? An invitation?" And it's a Mickey with a floating envelope with wings. I'm like, what? Are they trolling? Are they trolling people here for the people who want Sora? That was an interesting way to start that trailer. Mickey Mouse gets a flying envelope. Is this an invitation? Knowing that's a Smash thing, or it's usually associated with Smash. Very, very funny. I think the internet would lose it if Sora's the last Smash character. Get back to Smash talk a little bit. Like, I feel like it can only be two characters. I know that I'm probably setting myself up to be, to be laughed at for saying that. Like, I feel like the only appropriate ending for this could be Crash Bandicoot or Sora. And I feel like Sora, of course, pretty much the highest requested character pretty much everywhere at this point, I think. And I think that would be a giant way to end Smash Ultimate, potentially ending Smash, or at least Sakurai's tenure with Smash. This big, huge character that people were wondering, like, could he even do it? Would Disney even be open to putting Sora in the game? And it would be very, very cool and impressive if they can make that happen. And I feel like this would be the only case where you could do that. And I know there was some kind of a Final Fantasy game where Sora showed up. It was like a big collection of Final Fantasy characters, and there was a limited time edition where Sora showed up in that game, and then you couldn't get him anymore. And I don't remember what game that was, but there was a Final Fantasy game with Sora in it for a very small time. But yeah, and the only other reason I would want it, I'd say Crash Bandicoot. Personally, I'm not really, pulling for Crash to be in Smash because I never played the Crash Bandicoot games. I played one once at somebody's house. That was it. Got nothing against Crash at all. I've just never played the game, so I don't really get the appeal of the character. Like, not that I don't get the appeal of the character. I just personally don't have an attachment to Crash Bandicoot. But I always love the commercials. Especially that first commercial where he drives up outside of Nintendo's headquarters and he calls out Mario. He's like, "Hey, mustache man, mustache boy, Mr. Plumber. Oh, you think you're cool with your little system in there? Look what we got over here on PlayStation. That's right. I'm over here. We got Crash Bandicoot. This is gonna be the best. And the guy in the suit's been showing up to different game shows and stuff. Like, I love that. And I think if you do a recreate that first trailer. Do something in a similar vein of having Crash show up outside of Nintendo headquarters, calling Mario out, and then like he somehow like somebody in a Mario costume comes out and he's like, "All right, you want to do this? All right, let's do it." And then it teleports them into Smash, and there you go. But you've got to do the guy in the Crash suit. If you do Crash Bandicoot, you've got to do that. But yeah, I feel like those are the two characters I would be putting my money on, personally. Now, of course, it could be anybody. I think the only character I don't want it to be, because I've seen people throwing around this idea on Twitter, is Cinderace. Please don't make the last character be a Pokemon. Please. Please. I love Pokemon. I'm excited for the Gen 4 remakes. I'm excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Just please don't put Cinderace or any other Pokemon in as the last character. Please. Please. But, oh, what else was there to talk about? I guess we could just go ahead and get into the thing that had me the most excited. Let me go through my Twitter, see what all I was saying. Because I'm saving the best for last. Oh, I forgot about Animal Crossing. There will be an Animal Crossing Direct in November? No, October. It will be in October for updates coming in November. So, the fact that they're doing a full Animal Crossing Direct at least tells me that this should be a big update. Like it's not going to be your run of the mill small holiday update, because they could have just stuck that in the direct. But with it being a full direct, that means there's going to be a lot of things to discuss. And this game, I don't play it really. Like, it's a fun little game. When it was new, I loved it. It was very relaxing. It came out at exactly the right time when COVID hit, and it was a really cool game, and people really enjoyed it. But I don't think this one really has, or at least this game, like, maybe it's just a problem with Animal Crossing in general, but there's just not a whole lot of extra life in it, Because even people who really like this game seem to say, like, it feels like an empty game now. When you've done everything, that's pretty much it. All you're left now to do is just to enjoy what you've built. There's nowhere to go. So hopefully this will bring more activities that you can do in some, like, I don't know what that would be. Like the original Animal Crossing, I don't know if the Wii one could do this, but the original one you could play NES games on it. Like the NES baseball game, I'd get in there and play that. I played Donkey Kong every now and then. I think there were others you could get. I can't remember which ones they were. But that was at least something that you could do inside that game. But yeah, Brewster, everybody's going to be happy that Brewster's coming back. But like I said, I hope they'll add some stuff that can get me interested in it, to want to play this again. That would be really fun. I don't have any footage to put on YouTube because like this is a game that updates by the day. And I feel like uploading something on I feel like if I upload something like that happens in Animal Crossing like on Tuesday or whatever, and then it takes me a while to get it online. Like if I record footage in March and I can't get it on YouTube till April, that feels weird to me. You know, like a day or two I could understand, but I don't know. It just maybe I'm just weird like that to care about stuff, and or at least care about something like that. Ultimately, it's probably not that important. Uh, what we got? Artist, man. Well, let's talk about this. Is getting fairly close to running an hour here. Let's go ahead and just talk about the big announcement from me. Nintendo 64 Online Collection. I've been wanting this for a while. I've been saying this is something they need to do. Either do this or do a 64 Mini. And I figure they'll do a 64 Mini too at some point. But this is something that needed to happen. They are up in the price if you want, or they're not up in the price. They're adding this to its own thing, and you get the standard Nintendo Switch Online stuff too. So I'm curious as to how much it's going to cost, but I think it will be worth it. Um, it starts off with 9 games. Most of these I own on the 64. Like I have Mario 64. I have the 3D All Stars collections. I already have a way to play Mario 64 on the Switch, but you can't buy Mario All Stars anymore. Ocarina of Time I have in GameCube form. There was a Zelda collection they released for the GameCube. I think there was a certain point where you had to buy that from I think they sold that with in a special edition of Wind Waker or something like that. I think. It was a long time ago, but I picked it up in like some little like small shop that it was selling by itself. I think for like $10, and it comes with Zelda, the original Zelda, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, and then a demo of Wind Waker. So yeah, whoa. That wouldn't make sense then. It wouldn't make sense for it to come with Wind Waker if it comes with a demo of Wind Waker. I don't know. That's gonna be something for somebody else to look up. But yeah, I had Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. That's coming at some point. They already announced that that they're going to be adding more games to the 64 catalog over time. That's good, and it is good that they didn't go all out at the beginning. They got the big games there, but there are a lot of games that they still haven't added that people will be very happy to see. I just don't want to see them scraping the bottom of the well, trying to find, something of worth to add like they've been forced to do for the NES and Super NES catalogs, because the last time or two they've updated those catalogs, I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, man, nobody wants this. And see, like, apparently none of the Mother or Earthbound games are on the catalog. Super Mario RPG is not on the catalog. Like, come on, man. Like, there are games people would legitimately be excited to see. Where are those at? And maybe it's a legal thing. Maybe it's a rights issue. I mean, that happens, I'm sure. But if that's not the case, then come on. But uh what else was there? Mario Kart 64. Oh, I wish my internet was better. I would love to do, and that was the other big thing I think about this specific announcement. The the games that have multiplayer will come with online play now. So, yes, it's limited to 4 players, but you can play online with people. It says it's select games. I'm guessing the ones with multiplayer. So like Mario Kart 64, you can play online with 4 people. Like, that sounds like fun. Mario Tennis, I'd assume you could play with 4 people. Now, the question is, how will they play? Hopefully, because these are older games, simpler games, that the online play will be fairly good. But we won't know until we get them. But yeah, I would love to do Mario Kart 64. I've streamed Mario Kart 64 here through emulation on Twitch, and it did pretty good for me a few times. Kept a few people watching. So online play for that would be really cool. But I can't do that internet. I could still emulate it, but you know, it's cool to have it in an official capacity though. So if I wanted to stream it, I'd emulate it. But if I record it on for YouTube, where I don't have to be online to record my stuff and then just upload it later, that could work. What else was there? Star Fox 64. That's gotten announced. I've never played a Star Fox game. Yoshi's Story. I've beaten that once. That was another game I used to rent. I've rented. There's no telling how many times when I was little we rented Mario 64, Super Mario 64. Rented Mario Kart 64 a few times. Eventually bought that too. I have Mario 64 again. Yoshi's Story. I have on digital. Bought that digitally on the Wii U. What else was there? There were a few games I'm not sure, like Sin and Punishment. I know that's I've never played that. I don't know much about that. There's some other game too. What were the other games? There were 9 games announced for this thing. Let me see if I can pull that up and get the exact 9 games and which ones I actually have. Somebody posted a clip on Twitter of a scene at the end of the there's an episode of The Amazing World of Gumball where one of these characters, he looks like a I think his name is Ocho, I think. He looks like a Space Invader alien. Directly from like the original Space Invader games. And he keeps telling Gumball, like, I want you to meet my Uncle Mario. And this whole thing, of course, the whole episode, Gumball thinks he's fixing to meet Mario. Like the Mario. Charles Martinet Mario. And just the whole thing, like he's trying to be this guy's friend and wants to make sure he gets a chance to meet Mario. It would be so cool to meet Mario. And there's a whole thing at the end of the episode where Gumball becomes 8-bit, and he starts humming a theme that sounds kind of like the Super Mario Star Power Up theme, and he's running through town. He starts like banging his head on boxes and stuff, like trying to emulate or imitate Mario's jump up, but he's hitting himself in the head and he's giving himself a black eye. And when he gets to the end, he gets to a golf course. He slides down a flagpole, and he does a very short version of the Final Fantasy victory theme. And he turns around and he's real excited to meet Mario. And it's just this dude in blue overalls and a red shirt. And he goes, "Hey, it's me, Mario." In this real deep, non-Italian voice. And it's Mario. It's just not that Mario. And that's how they got away with it. Because they later say, that wasn't Mario. It's like, well, that wasn't the Mario that I thought it was. And then Ocho says to him, like, yeah, well, you should meet my other uncle or something, or my cousin, who's a really fast hedgehog or really fast blue hedgehog or something like that. And then Gumball's like, nah, I'm not falling for that again. Gumball's a really, really funny cartoon. Probably one of the best cartoons, Cartoon Network right now. But without getting off into a further thing, here is the list of 64 games on launch, the 9. Super Mario 64, you already got that. Ocarina of Time, Zelda, yes. One of my favorite games ever, by the way. My top 2 favorite games ever, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Bros. 3. Somewhere, I think, in my top 10, I got to put Ocarina of Time. When I played Smash for the first time, I saw Link, and Link was cool. I just didn't know much about Zelda. And so, like we did with other games, rented Ocarina of Time. Was blown away by it. Crazy fun. Love Ocarina of Time. I've beaten it 1,000 times. Mario Kart 64, probably my favorite Mario Kart game. I played some of the more recent Mario Karts, the Wii game. I don't know if I played the Wii U version of Mario Kart 8. Just something about those I didn't really like that much. Maybe it was the actual trying to use the steering feature instead of just using it the way you would on a controller. That was probably my fault. I should have just stuck with the way that I like playing the game. But what else we got? Star Fox 64, never played it. Sin and Punishment, never played it. Dr. Mario 64, never played it. Mario Tennis 64, I played this game. Pretty fun. Now, the thing about Mario Tennis joining this is that this will give me a way to actually play this game. Because for older games of systems that I have put away in storage, that I don't have the equipment to, and I also don't have the equipment to properly connect them to my PC to record footage of, I just usually emulate those games. And mostly like games from like the NES, the Super NES, the N64, or some of the GameCube games. Like, I'll emulate games if I own them. I made an exemption for The Legend of Legaia because that game is almost impossible to find at a reasonable price. It's impossible to find at a reasonable price, but it's also impossible to find in general. But I'll emulate games if I own them. Like, to me, I don't see what the big deal is in emulating, say, Super Mario Bros. 3, because I've already bought that game. One, when I was like 3 or 4, I had Super Mario Bros. 3 on the original NES. So, I already owned the actual true original version of that game. Then, on the Super NES, I had the original Super Mario All-Stars, which has a remade version of Super Mario Bros. 3. On my Wii, I bought Super Mario Bros. 3. On my 3DS, I bought Super Mario Bros. 3. I have the NES Mini. So, over the years, I have bought Super Mario Bros. 3 like 5 or 6 different times. So, if I play it by running it through an emulation, what difference does it make? You know? And plus, I have I'm paying for Nintendo Switch Online so I could go play it on my Switch. So I have 6 different legitimate ways to play Super Mario Brothers 3. So if I emulate it, what's the difference? Does it matter? It shouldn't. But yeah, I will emulate games that I either have put away in storage that I can't get to at the moment, and because like some of my Wii games are put away, and I just haven't gotten to get to them. But some of them I have out, and I can play them. I can put them in my Wii U and hook my Wii U up to my PC. I may emulate, say, like I don't have new Super Mario Brothers out. I might emulate that, but I do have No More Heroes. So I can put that in my Wii U and play that, and that's what I do for my No More Heroes videos. So if I have a game, if I can play the physical version of the game, I'm going to do that. And I only, with the exception of Legend of Legaia, I only emulate games for my videos if I already own them in some fashion and can play them on one of the systems I own. But the thing about Mario Tennis is that game is very hard to emulate. I've tried to run it through an emulator, and it's very, very messy. So now I will have a way to do that. You could buy that on, I think, on like the Nintendo Wii U shop, which is something else I'm thinking. Like if they're gonna start doing this, my bet is that soon they're gonna start shutting down the Wii U shop. I know some of the Wii U features have been being cut over like the last year or two. But I think this is a sign that the Wii U is coming to an end. Like I think every major game from the Wii U has been ported over. I'd still like to see a Zelda collection of some kind, or at least port Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Put them on a collection together or something. Like, come on, do a Zelda HD collection for Wind Waker and or HD set Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, because they got HD ports to the Wii U. Bring them over to the Switch. I hate they didn't go all out with a collection for Zelda for its anniversary. That sucks. All it got was a Game & Watch. Big missed opportunity there, I think. But what else? Oh yeah, Mario Tennis. I can play that now and don't have to worry about emulation not working. So that's cool. Win Back, I have no idea what that is. Yoshi's Story, I have that on my Wii U. Bought that digitally. So that was another game I would rent as a kid. Very fun to see that in there. The other thing is, this was a complete surprise. I don't think anybody was expecting this. People were expecting the a GameCube, well, not GameCube, a Game Boy collection. I'm kind of surprised that didn't show up too. I thought they were for a while, and then they swerved us a little bit with the Sega Genesis, and that comes with like what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like 14 games on that one. So that's pretty cool. Like Sonic 2, that's an interesting choice. They did that. Sonic 2, Streets of Rage 2, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Golden Axe, Gunstar Heroes, Musha, Phantasy Star 4, Ristar, I'm not sure what that is, Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master, and Strider. So, there you go. A nice little surprise. I would assume that will be updated too, just like the other catalogs will. I don't know why they wouldn't. But one more bit of information for the Nintendo 64 stuff. They did go ahead and reveal, like I said, they revealed a few games that aren't going to be there on the first day, but they will be added over time. And the first set of games that we know about that are definitely coming will be Mario Golf, the original Mario Golf, another game that's very hard to, that I was not able to get to run on emulation because I didn't want to play around with it too much and screw something up and make it not work. So very cool that I'll be able to do old school Mario Golf. I always liked that game. I like the Toad's Highlands music there that plays. I did. The game was always relaxing, although a little bit later it got to where it kind of would put me to sleep sometimes to play that game. I'd come home from work and had a bad day. It's like, I'll play some Mario Golf. I like this music. It's pretty relaxing. And sit there and fall asleep with the controller in my hand like an old man. Now I'm laughing at a picture from Hey Arnold. Mario Golf, that's cool. Paper Mario, everybody loves Paper Mario. I've been wanting to start a Paper Mario playthrough, but I'm not sure if I should do that. I got last Christmas I got the newest Paper Mario, the Origami King, and I've been wanting to know, like, should I start Mario Golf from Paper Mario from the beginning, or should I start with a new one first? Don't know. I'll have to decide that one. But yeah, I love Paper Mario. Again, another game from the 64 I would rent as a kid. Rented a lot of 64 games. That was a fun thing to do at the time, man. It felt special to go get a game. You only had it for 5 days, so you enjoy it while you've got it. Then you go back, and we usually would trade out. We would return the game and then get a new one. Or if we didn't get a new one exactly then we would like skip. We do every other week or something like that. But yeah, we would. It was a very fun thing to do. It felt very special to go rent a game because it wasn't yours, but you had it. Excuse me. What else? Kirby 64. I talked about that earlier. Cool to see that. That's got some multiplayer games, but I wonder if those are going to be. They're mini games, so I don't know if they're going to let you play this online or not, because that seems like a very small little thing. That doesn't seem like something like Kirby 64 doesn't seem like something that they would bother to give online play to. But I don't know. It's like I could see them wanting to do that for Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Kart. Of course, you'll get those games. So that's what I'm thinking there. Majora's Mask, or saw that. Pokemon Snap, it wasn't that long ago that Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap came out. So very cool to see the original game coming. That'll be fun. I wonder if there's any way you can share pictures you take in that game. Probably not aside of screenshots. But yeah, that's cool. I've got that on my Wii U too. I don't think I've ever played it though. I may have once or twice. But I've got that on the. I have the original Snap cartridge in 64 too. I can't erase my Snap cartridge though. I can't. I have a perfect Mew picture on it. 10,000 point Mew picture, and I remember it was so crazy. I picked the game up once after having not played it for a long time. And said, you know what? I'm going to jump in to see how good of a Mew picture I can get. I got the perfect Mew. Hadn't played it in months. I couldn't tell you exactly what the time frame was from the time I had played it last to that specific day. But yeah, I've decided not to ever erase that data because I don't want to lose that Mew picture. And then the last game that we officially saw revealed that's coming to the N64 in the future. And this is a surprise. Big surprise. Banjo-Kazooie. That's right. A Microsoft-owned game. Now, as much as I say that, like I feel like they couldn't have done this without putting Banjo on there. And pretty much everyone who said they wanted this, they wanted Banjo on it too. And so this is really cool that Rare is working with Nintendo to get Banjo back on a Nintendo console. Now, this will probably be the original N64 version of the game. And Rare Replay will probably still be the best way to play Banjo-Kazooie. It's in widescreen. I have Rare Replay. I haven't started the playthrough of that yet. But I have started playing Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I wonder if that could show up. That could be interesting. Conker's Bad Fur Day shows up on Nintendo Switch Online? Maybe. I was watching Maximilian's reaction to the stream, or to the Direct, and there was a 64 version. There was a Nintendo 64 Killer Instinct game. Rare could get that on there, maybe. That would be interesting. Give that online play. What would that do for people? I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think. What other games could they add to this thing that they didn't reveal and it's not going to be on there on day one? And looking through it, some that popped up in my head. Donkey Kong 64. I've never played that, but I would be interested in playing that. Obviously, you got Banjo-Kazooie. You do Banjo-Tooie next at some point. What else was there? I'm trying to go through go in my head on all the games they had. Now, what sucks is I would love for them to do this, but I don't think they will because of the way the games worked. I would love to see them put Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2. Now, that would be really weird with the way that it works with the Game Boys in the very specific way that is handled. I don't think you could do that, and that might render that part of the game like completely functionless. You could only play with rental Pokemon, but it might get some play if you just put it in there and, like, this feature is disabled. I don't really know how well it would play without the feature of bringing your Pokemon in, because that was a big help for beating that game, was bringing in actual Pokemon you've trained, because the rental Pokemon were noticeably weaker. But I don't think the game is unbeatable without those Pokemon, so that would be interesting. I jokingly said they should add Hey You Pikachu. I say that jokingly because I know they won't, but honestly, I would love if they did. If there's a way to make it to where, like, you can hook up your headphones with your microphone and you could talk to Pikachu that way, and just rework the way the microphone add-on worked for the 64, please, that would be awesome. Pokemon Puzzle League was tied to the anime, but that was a pretty fun game. Rented that a few times. What else was there? A Star Wars Racer game that's already been out, so I don't know. They may not add that. They might. I don't know. What else was there? What all did I have? It was mostly Mario games. There was a Rugrats game. It was like a board game. There was a Duck Dodgers game. That game was fun. I can't think of any more games I had on the 64. I know. I know how to look. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention F-Zero X got announced. I can't believe I forgot that one. That one with online play would be really fun. That really would be cool. And maybe it would get them into maybe it would get them interested in making a new F-Zero game. Same with Banjo, by the way. All this love for Banjo, I don't see how there couldn't be talks of people going like, maybe people do want new versions of these games. Maybe there should be a new Banjo. Maybe there should be a new F-Zero. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, let me see. What do I have here for my other games? Oh, the Mario Party games. Those would be really cool if you could have online play with that. The only Mario Party game they ever show any love to from the N64 though is Mario 2. What if you got all three of them? And even if you couldn't do online play, at least you could get all three Mario Parties. You can only buy Mario Party 2 on the Wii U shop. And I don't understand that. I do not get it. It does not make sense to me. Why not 1? Why not 3? Like, some of these decisions are just weird. Rampage World Tour. I played that a lot. Yeah, I not a whole lot, but I've beaten it a few times. It's pretty fun. If you've got the time to sit through all the levels, yeah. That would be cool to see that version of the game come back. I should play that. Oh yeah, the big one. Imagine this. Talk about online play. The original Super Smash Brothers. 12 roster, polygon. Dude, could you imagine if they did this? And I've been saying this for a while. I don't like they're so mad that people want to emulate Melee when they could just if they really thought they could I think they could make serious money if they ported Melee. Do whatever you could do to do like an HD 16:9 version of HD Melee, or maybe you don't even have to do it 16:9, but port Melee to the Switch, give it online play, and boom, money made right there. So I'm really curious if they're going to do that. But apparently, like in the Wii U shop, you cannot buy the original Smash. I could be wrong about that, but I think you can't buy the original Smash in the Wii U shop. And again, I don't know why. These decisions just don't make sense to me. There's got to be reasons why they don't do this, but it just seems like it would be a no-brainer to put some of these games on these shops, let people buy them. But then again, this is the same company that hyped everybody up about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and then 6 months later pulled it and the Mario Battle Royale game. There's been no sign of that. I've been so disappointed that they put that game out there. Mario Brothers 35 was so fun. It was just a cool little Mario Brothers Battle Royale game. And now it's gone. We still have Tetris Battle Royale and Pac-Man Battle Royale. Bring back Mario Battle Royale. But there's been no word of it. Now I figured after the Mario All-Star Collection disappeared and Mario 64 was officially unavailable to get for the Switch, then they would do this catalog. So I'm glad that I eventually was right. You know, and that's not me saying like, oh, I'm so wise. I'm like, that would make sense if they did this, you know. Like, I can see why they wouldn't want to do a catalog with Mario 64 in it. At the same time, they're trying to sell you a $60 game collection with that game in it. So they were going to wait. But now I really do wonder, like, what are the odds now that a 64 mini happens? I would still like that to happen. But we'll see. What other games could there be? I'm trying to think of some other games from the 64 that they could add. I don't really know. So we got Banjo-Kazooie, could happen. What other games were there? Let me pull up the whole list of Nintendo 64 games. Yes, I'm really doing this. Come on. I'll do this and I'm getting out of here. Here we go. Try to find some that look like they would possibly be added. Asteroids Hyper 64. I could see them adding that. Like somebody brought up GoldenEye and they said like you can't get that because that would require licensing James Bond. And I don't know, like I guess that would be a real big hurdle to cross, like versus Rare, like working with Microsoft and Rare to get Banjo in this, like I could see it. What else? That was a Blues Brothers game? Bomberman, maybe? Bust-A-Move Arcade Edition. That might happen. Aren't there some Bust-A-Move games on there already? Or something like that? Castlevania? Possibly. There's Conker's Bad Fur Day. Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, that would be interesting because Banjo's in that game. That was the first game Banjo showed up in. That could be something. Donkey Kong 64, Doom 64, maybe. Can't you buy Doom 64 in the eShop, though? Might give people a chance to get around that. You pay for the online. Yeah. They probably wouldn't do that. They probably wouldn't give you that. Duke Nukem 64, I assume Duke Nukem there. Earthworm Jim 3D, possibly. ECW Hardcore Revolution, I don't think so. Excite Bike 64, I could see them adding that. Is F-Zero X, yeah. A pole position game, 64, yeah, maybe. Fighting Force 64. Is that the same Fighting Force that I played on like PlayStation? Yeah. Yeah, it's the same game. Okay. Is this Fighting Force 64? Wait. Differences include partially improved graphics and changes in the available number of player lives. Okay. There were some changes made, so that's why they changed it, different name. Okay. Gex, I don't know, could they do that one now? Glover? Goemon, maybe they could do that. There's a Goemon game. Harvest Moon 64, that seems like something they possibly could do. Hey, you Pikachu. Oh, please do it, please. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Nah. I don't know. It's all that's owned by Disney now. They're doing Star Wars games on the Switch. They announced the Star Wars game port to the Switch, so they could possibly do that one. Jeopardy? No. Some Japanese name games. I don't really know much about those. Killer Instinct Gold. There you go. Ugh, Kirby. Zelda. Magical Tetris Challenge. Mahjong 64. Mahjong Horoki Classic, Mahjong Master. Like I said, there were 3 Mario parties. Mega Man 64. Mickey Speedway. Mickey Mouse racing game. Yeah, there was a Disney game again. Like, they could do it. Monopoly. That's the game we want. Mortal Kombat 4. There's some Mortal Kombats there, maybe. Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness. I had that on PS1. There's more games on here than I thought there'd be. Namco Museum 64. I had the first and third Namco Museums on PS1. NASCAR games, NBA Hang Time, a few NBA games, a few NFL games too. NFL Blitz. The original Blitz. New Tetris, by the way. What the? Neon Genesis Evangelion. What? There was a Nintendo 64 Evangelion game? No. Yeah, there you go. Traumatized people playing Nintendo. Okay. Yeah, but there's like 4 different Nintendo Blitz games. There you go. Some more NFLs. Paper Mario, Paperboy. Perfect Dark, that's on Rare Replay. Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Puzzle League, Pokemon Snap, Stadium 1 and 2. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, no. Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction. I played the PS1 version of this on my channel. Those videos did pretty good. Pretty good for my channel, at least. Oh, now I'm laughing at Arthur memes. Oh, boy. If it wasn't for the memes, I would leave Twitter in a heartbeat. Quake. Wait. Puyo Puyo Sun? Puyo Puyo Win Party? I don't know what those are. Rampage 2 Universal Tour. I didn't even know there was another Rampage game for the 64. But there's World Tour right there below it. Rayman 2. There you go, Rayman. Resident Evil 2, Ridge Racer, Road Rash. I don't know what Robotron is. There's the Rugrats games. Scooby-Doo. Classic Creep Capers. SimCity. Sin and Punishment. Yeah, that's already on there. South Park. 3 South Park games. Space Invaders. Spider-Man. Yeah. I had the PS1 version of that. Beat that a few times. Star Wars games. StarCraft. Starshot. Mario. Smash. The Superman game. Isn't that one supposed to be like infamously bad? Tetrasphere. Tigger's Honey Hunt. What? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Tom and Jerry and Fists of Fury. Okay, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3. Top Gear. Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals. Okay. Turok 2. Triple Play. Some other Turok games. Twisted Edge. Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. And 2. War Gods. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey and 3D Hockey 68. WCW Backstage Assault. WCW Mayhem. WCW Nitro. WCW versus NWO World Tour. And WCW NWO Revenge. I think I had Nitro and Revenge for the PS1. Wheel of Fortune. There you go. Wipeout 64. Yeah. Oh boy, there's 4 WWF games too. Attitude, No Mercy, Warzone, WrestleMania 20. I don't think you're gonna see any of those on there. Xena, Warrior Princess. Is that a Xena game? 3 unreleased games. 40 Winks, don't know what that is. Dragon Sword, don't know what that is. And Glover 2. There you go. You got some options for sure. But yeah, I think they could keep this going for a while if they don't dump all of the good stuff early. Stagger these choices out, man. Like get a few, like do like 2 less popular ones and then a popular one. That way, every time you drop some games for this thing, there's at least one people will be excited about. That's how you do it. Don't do it where you throw all the good ones on at once, and then all that's left is the stuff nobody cares about. Because now that's how the NES and the Super NES have ended up. With the exception of like the Donkey Kong Country games, they came late, and I don't know why. But yeah, I think this was a good direct. It was fun. The movie stuff is awkward and strange. Maybe it'll still be good. Who knows? But excited to eventually get the chance to play, Super Mario Party, Mario Golf. The new Kirby game looks fun. I definitely want to get into Bayonetta. Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, I want to play the Bayonetta game. Don't. Don't. Get your mind out of the gutter. But yeah, Bayonetta looks fun. I still can't believe they did the Astral Chain fake out. N64 stuff is going to be really cool. Try online. Very excited about what that could be. And they're doing accurate controllers for that too. They cost $50 a piece. Oof, that hurts. Just stick with your regular controller, I would say, unless you really, really, really want to buy an N64 controller. What else was there? Looking forward to Smash. That's not very far away. It's the 5th. The 5th is exactly less than 2 weeks away. Holy crap. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 days. That's it. And then that's Nick Brawl Day too. So wow. That's not very much time at all. The Animal Crossing Direct, I mean, not as exciting in my opinion, but that still could be something interesting. Checking one more time. Voice of Cards looked cool. The Sega catalog is cool too, even though I don't really know much about any of those games. Project Triangle, despite the weird way they handled it, they apparently, looking at that, they took a lot of the feedback to heart, and they've even given people the opportunity to change camera settings, so you can rotate the camera in this game now. That's a really cool feature, and it doesn't affect the art style that they went with the 3D backgrounds and the 2D sprites. So that's cool. So yeah, there's some good stuff that came out of this direct, some silly stuff that came out of this direct, but I think this was a very cool one. I think this was a very nice Nintendo Direct. I don't think anything really blew me away, except the thing I was definitely very excited for is the 64 catalog. Glad that is finally happening. I feel like it should have been a thing already, but better late than never. And cool. Good stuff. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. we'll be back to the regular show, doing things how I usually do, and that's record the episode and then upload it, and then you can listen to it a day or so later. But thanks to those of you who do decide to check this out. I'll put this on YouTube. I decided to record it. And just thanks for checking me out, checking out the channel. Since if you're watching this from Twitch, do check out my YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, go check out my Twitch, because I do want to still try to do Twitch streams from time to time. But again, as I always end and say, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Go check out my videos on YouTube. I don't have much saved on Twitch, but you can watch those short little clips there. You can support me through Ko-fi if you like my content. That would be very much appreciated. And hopefully I can bring you guys more stuff, talk about more games in the future, because that's what I want to do. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you for the next one. But until then, later.